Hey, my name is Jonalyn, and I'm going to share my awakening journey with you. It was a very long process for me, but I've been out on the other side for many years, and I'm really excited to be on Awakenpedia here, and I am so jazzed to help you in whichever way I possibly can where you are on your journey. And how mine came about was really from a dark night of the soul. I realize now that although my parents did the best they could, I didn't get raised with a lot of proper support that I needed. And one of that was being emotional support. My dad left when I was very young. He also loved to scream and yell at my sister and I and hit us a lot. So that was kind of my memories of my dad. My mom is amazing, but she's super emotionally reserved and just never was there to support me in that way when I really needed a mom to be a mom. So that really set the stage for how things kept leading up in my life until I had my awakening. And what happened is my husband ended up having an autoimmune meltdown. And I call it that because Western medicine never diagnosed him with one of their labels. I did figure out later on that was a spiritual sickness he was going through, but at the time, I came from the world of science. I was very much like, here I am, I'm here, and then I'm gonna die, and that's my life. And so all these things, just didn't make sense. And I lived in a huge state of fear, being his caregiver, being super invisible behind him, holding this container to try and navigate all these unknowns with not getting answers from doctors or anyone, family that can't be there and support us because they don't know what to do or say, and just super feeling like it was me against the world. As mysteriously as my husband got sick, he also started to get better, which was amazing. But then I started to fall apart because I finally could. I didn't have to hold it together for the both of us. And I really went into a tailspin. I was really caught up in the victim mentality, lamenting why this was happening to me and why my life had gotten so terrible. And I really felt like I could not find happiness. I was actually getting scared because the way I was acting, thinking, the way I spoke to people, the way that I was having like these emotional like blow-ups and explosions at people was really starting to scare me. Part of that was actually symptoms of complex post-traumatic stress disorder that I was going through. So one day I finally woke up and I just said to myself that if I wanted to feel better, it was going to be up to me to make it happen. And I started to do that. I started to seek and look. And finally, I got connected by a friend to do some plant medicine ceremonies. So that really was the kickstart to my awakening, and I came away realizing that I am a spiritual being having a human experience, and all this stuff that was happening in my world wasn't happening to me. It was happening for me to get back to my authentic self, because I had gotten so far away from my divine sparkle, my spiritual authenticity, and that was why my life was going so crazy and haywire. So I started to practice meditation and slow down my thoughts. I started to work more on my healing, and I kept trying more modalities because I actually had a bit of a side monkey wrench from those plant medicine ceremonies, and that was that I had an ego death. I really operated out of the ego mind for a very long time, and losing that big part of my psyche, I actually lost a lot of my identity, and it took me a while to find me again, and that was really hard too. So one thing that's really important that I want you to realize is that you're not alone on your journey, and we usually get wounded in relationship, but we have to heal in relationship. And I did a part of this trying to do it all by myself, and it's really hard. You really need to have some support and some help along the way. And I ended up just working with a whole bunch of different practitioners and modalities, and I kept working on myself. And then I finally came across a body talk practitioner, and this person really helped me to complete that healing journey and also helped me to really get back to being my authentic self. And one thing I want you also to remember is that whatever you're doing, it's exactly what you need to be doing. And even if it feels like maybe it didn't help you or it wasn't the right thing, don't judge it. It was still a part of your healing path. Every step is leading you up to exactly this moment. So I got certified in Body Talk because I was so impressed with this whole system, and it really is a beautiful blend of science and spirituality together, like the East and the West. And since I've been certified in that, a new generation has birthed out, which is called Body Intuitive. And I'm also certified in Body Intuitive. So these two modalities, I really love working with people because we have lots of stress in our life. We tend to medicate that stress or numb that stress, but eventually, if we don't deal with it, it is going to get us and show up in a really big way that we cannot ignore, which is what happened to me, which maybe was happening to you or is happening to you. But what I really love to do with my clients is help them to shift the stories, the people, the events, shift the emotional energy out, and rebalance everything, really starting with the nervous system. So you may be in one part of the world and I may be in another part of the world, and we can totally do this distance. I've got lots of clients I see from outside of where I live. Quantum healing, quantum, the field, the information field that we all exist in, is right here and right now, and we can always work together in that system. So if you feel like you want to get rid of some stress, if you want to balance out your nervous system, if you want to shift the people or the stories or the events that are just spinning in your brain and you can't get them out and they're making you feel terrible and you don't want to reach for your ABCD medications or numbing ways, if you really want to just get through that and work through that, I would love to have a conversation with you. My contact information is here on the site. I've got a calendar booking for calls. My website is there. It's truehealingpotential.com, because we all have the potential to truly heal inside of us. I would love to connect with you. Once again, my name is Jonalyn. I'm certified in Body Talk and Body Intuitive, and I really look forward to connecting with you.